Hi guys, so today's video is going to be my August TBR. I'm so excited about some of these books because some of them I know a lot of you absolutely love, and I'm ready to be on the hype train and be on this bandwagon in anticipation for a new release. And then also I'm going out of town in August, so my reading's gonna have a couple of other things mixed in there because I'm going out of town with my husband, and so he and I are gonna try to buddy read a few books. Before we jump into the books, a big thank you to GlassesUSA.com for sponsoring this video. I love working with them because every single time I do a sponsorship with them, that means I get to get one of you a pair of glasses. So to enter the glasses giveaway, all you have to do is follow their YouTube channel, which I'll have linked down below, as well as comment in the comment section, include the glasses emoji in your comment, and that's it. I will announce the winner over on my community tab, so definitely be on the lookout. But anyway, I wanted to show you a few different pairs of glasses. This particular pair is from Glasses USA. I absolutely love it. I love the rose gold detail here. I love that it's got a hint of cat eye, just a little bit, and that it doesn't really have a frame on the bottom. I just like that it's a mix of clear and rose gold. I think it matches so many things. It's kind of neutral but hint glam. But I also wanted to mention some sunglasses this month. It's very hot where I live, and it's also very sunny. We rarely get rain or clouds, so sunglasses are kind of a must for me. You can get them prescription or not as prescription. You can also get blue light lenses if that's something you're interested in to protect your eyes from screens. But either way, I wanted to show you some of the sunglasses that I've gotten recently. I have a few different aspects of sunglasses that I like, and I really like that Glasses USA has so many different styles because it's able to fit all those different desires I have in my sunglasses. The first pair is this big chunky pair. I absolutely love these. I love that they're kind of a purple maroon color because I just think it's fun, but also a little bit understated. I feel like they just look dark initially, and then you're like, oh hey, those are actually kind of purple red. For any of you that watched my Grand Canyon vlog, this is the pair of sunglasses I was wearing. I absolutely love them. I also wanted just a classic pair of dark sunglasses, and I really love this pair. I feel like they give off a little bit Tomb Raider vibes. I know I'm not as cool as Lara Croft, but I just feel like these give off Lara Croft Tomb Raider vibes, and I love it. And then this last pair I feel like is fantastic for, it looks high-end, it looks quite fancy, it has such the perfect amount of warm tones that it can go with basically anything, but it's not overly warm tone that you can't wear it with like cool toned outfit colors, but that would be this pair. I also love that they have a hint of aviator because I like a good pair of aviator sunglasses, and they also aren't too giant or too chunky, kind of like that other pair, which I do love the chunky sunglasses, but this one is the perfect in between. It goes with everything. Absolutely love, and they're all very durable. I feel like you would expect the chunky pair to be the durable ones, and these would be more delicate, but all feel very durable, which I love because I do have that habit of just throwing my sunglasses in my purse. Jumping now into the TBR, I'm going to start with the ones that I, like I said, want to join the hype train and anticipation for the third Age of Madness book by Joe Abercrombie, which means I need to catch up on some Joe Abercrombie books. So I'm planning on reading all of these in August, maybe within 1 week, kind of just having a marathon and getting these all under my belt. So I've read the ones that are not on this list, which would be the First Law trilogy and Best Served Cold. I meant to read The Heroes quite a while back and then didn't get around to it, but I was like, you know what? I have been really enjoying reading things more back to back. I've completed a trilogy recently, that one, I love it. And I've just been really liking going from one book in a series to the next, and so I decided I would kind of do that in preparation. So The Heroes is the one that comes next that I need to get around to. Then we have Red Country, and then of course the first two books in the Age of Madness series. Keeping with the idea of starting series and then continuing on and not waiting a bunch of time to do so, I am hoping to read The Dragon of Jin Saying. This is the third book in the Wolf of Oren-Yaro series, so we have that one as the first one, the second one is the Ikasar Falcon, and this would be the third and final book. So I read the first two pretty much back to back. I read a couple things in between, but in a time frame, I read them very close together, and I really enjoyed doing so because this story has a lot of world building and political intrigue, a lot of maneuvering that is definitely requiring of the reader to pay attention, and you can't quite, I think, fully appreciate everything if you aren't. I'm so sorry, I have an itch. I think my dog's fur is on my face somewhere. But you kind of can't appreciate everything, I think, fully, or at least maybe I can't. There are plenty of other people that absolutely could. But this just seems for me like the kind of story that I'm going to get the most out of it if I don't wait too long between books. So I'm trying not to. I want to just kind of keep going. It is on the rather chunky side, you know. It's close. It is over 600 pages. So we'll see. Next up are some non-fantasy books. These are the ones that I'm hoping to buddy read with my husband. When we go out of town, we're going to go to Glacier National Park. I do love traveling, and I recently did a Grand Canyon vlog with my mom, and we went to these kind of glamping domes and had some hiccups as far as, not on us, but there was some hiccups with, it was kind of more of a grand opening for this location, and not everything seemed completed. But either way, I'll have that linked if you would like to see that video. But we're going to the same thing in Glacier National Park. So my husband and I have this joke that apparently every time I go glamping in these domes, I have to read one of this author's works. So I read The Maidens with my mom when we went to the Grand Canyon, and then The Silent Patient, which is about this woman who's not speaking, and there was this crime committed, and this person is trying to figure out what's going on, what actually happened. So I'm not a huge thriller reader, but it was, I think, the perfect vacation read for my mom and I, and so my husband and I are going to try to pick this one up when we're in Glacier National Park, which, by the way, if you have any tips for where are the best places to go, where to park, when to park, where, those kinds of things. I am just excited no matter what to go to this place because it looks so beautiful, but I would love any insight you have if you're somebody who frequents Glacier. Anyway, the next book that my husband and I are hoping to read, because we will be there for a week, would be Razorblade Tears. This was one that when I got it in because I work with Book of the Month, and when I got this one, I was like, Sean, this sounds like your thing. So it follows these two men who are the former criminals, and they had kind of somewhat strained relationships with their sons who were gay, and their sons were together, but something happened and their sons were murdered, and now these two ex-cons are kind of banding together to try to get revenge on behalf of their sons. And it explores this relationship that they had with their sons, and it explores just the father-son in general, that dynamic, as well as, I'm saying all this like I've read it. This is what I have gathered from the synopsis. And on top of this, you may recall that back in February, my husband and I did a silly little game where we ranked your sexiest men in fiction, mostly fantasy. And I ranked them off to the side, kind of secretly. And then he had to guess where I would have ranked them, and there were points assigned. It was very silly, and I'll have it linked if you are interested in seeing it. But either way, if he didn't do a good enough job, he has to read a romance book and review it. But I thought that the challenge was so difficult that I was like, you know what, how about both of us have to read and review? And I know that so often the romance genre gets made fun of. We are not making fun of the romance genre or romance readers. It's just that we are both giggly, silly, modest, easily embarrassed. Well, easily embarrassed, like my husband especially is very silly when it comes to... We're very vanilla outwardly, I would say. I feel like we're vanilla with other people besides each other. So it's more like us reading a romance book together that is the whole point, right? So we don't know which one we're going to read yet, but we're planning on also, because it's our anniversary trip basically, of reading a romance book in the spirit of love. Next up, we have some more fantasy books. One would be Redemptor. I don't have my edition yet, so I'll hold up Raybera, which is the first book. This is a YA fantasy. It is African inspired. It follows a character named Teresai, who has been kind of almost created. She is someone's daughter, but she kind of came into existence through a wish with a djinn. But then because of how she came about, she can kind of be commanded the same way a genie would be commanded. And so her mother is kind of using her to try to have her kill someone who seems perfectly innocent. You don't really know the mother's motivations, why she wants to do this, but it's sort of kind of evil, but also it's her mother, the main character's mother. And so there's this very complicated relationship there. And this other person that she's supposed to kill is somebody she greatly cares about. And then there are other characters that come up that the relationships that are explored with them, I think were fantastically done, especially because it's a shorter story. So there's only so much time to do it. And the author hits at some pretty heavy themes like abuse, not necessarily even with this character, which, you know, not emotionally, that's not a great relationship, but you also see through some side characters having an abusive upbringing and the consequences of that and the effects of that on a person. In general, I think the friendship between these characters, the themes that are explored, the themes of justice and fairness, I think are really well done, as well as having, I've described it before as like a darker Disney vibe, because in some aspects, it feels almost fairy tale-like, it feels almost like a Disney movie, but darker, kind of that grim fairy tale feel. So I quite liked this first one, and I'm very excited to see what the author does with the second one. It's just a duology, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll just be this one and its sequel. I don't have my edition yet, so we'll see when I get mine. Hopefully I'll get it in time to read it in August, but either way, I'm really excited about this one. Last up, we have a nonfiction book. I don't know yet which one I'll want to read. I had a few different ones for me to choose from for July. In case I'm being a little bit of a mood reader, I had some options. So I will either be reading one of those books, or maybe I'll pick up something else. But either way, I'll be adding a nonfiction to this as well. That's it for my August TBR. Don't forget to check out glassesusa.com and enter the giveaway. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all later. Bye.